Right then folks, welcome back to Down There Jangling. You join us here today on the box for another live match. Get in, we're back on the match scene today. I thought what I'd do is take you somewhere a little bit different. We're actually fishing a qualifier match today. Ooh, qualifier, that's a big word, isn't it? I need to get used to that word. No, but in all seriousness, we're fishing today the Evesham River Festival, the qualifying match, and I think this is the last qualifying match of the festival, River Avon, and I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm a little bit out of my depth, and that's not a joke about the depth of water I'm in today, but I feel like I'm at a slight disadvantage. It's only my second time on the river properly. We had a practice session yesterday, fishing further up the stretch, peg 16.8 I think it was, and I fished quite well. We had about £4 of perch, and that was just, testing out a few things, but all depends on how it fishes today. Peg-wise, I drew peg 23, which I'm happy with. It's not a flying peg, but it's probably the best peg in the section. A lot of pike and a lot of snags. And I think with the wind as well, that's going to be what we're fighting against today. But it's mainly perch, and we hopefully can get some bigger roach shorter in. So I think it'll be a blast. It's all about experience, and obviously this is a big chance. But I've got a couple of things up my sleeve, which hopefully will be able to smash up the Rick Tyler, who's just down 2 pegs down in my section. But anyway, bait for today is really simple. We've just got maggots and hemp. That's it. Some bronze and red maggots. We'll probably feed the bronze and fish a red on the hook. We'll just try and see how it goes. And then hemp is going to be fishing short on the whip for those roach oils, and they just feel comfortable cruising around and eating that. We're fishing for the roach shorter in because I don't want to be playing pike out there. So I'll talk you through the methods wise then. We've got 3 lines. We're fishing long pole at 13, maggot feeder, and then whip line. So our whip line is not our main line by any means. It's just a line in case we're coming down and both the longer lines aren't working. It's going to be our roach bagging line. This is just 0.17 main line coming down to a 1 gram G-tip 2 Drennan float, and then I've just got that to a 1 gram Oliver, and then 2 number 10 droppers to a size 18 barbed carbon match hook, and that's where we're going to be feeding just to the right of me, 4 metre whip with a hemp and maggot, and hopefully we'll catch some roach and avoid those pike. In terms of our long line then, we've got flat float line, 4 gram flat float to 0.20 main line, size 10 elastic, so it should be beefy enough to hang any fish we get out there. Shot and pattern, I've got these 4 little BB looking things, I don't know the names for them, but 4 of them, they're 1 gram a piece, and then we've got 3 number 10s underneath that, and then we've just got 2 number 10s, and then 2 number 10s just on the hook length, again to size 18 carbon match. And yeah, that's our main rig on the bottom. I do, however, have a rig set up here which I'm not looking to use by any means. I can get it out of the tree. This rig is the same principle as the other one. The difference is we're fishing a foot over depth on the flat float. This one is going to be what we're going to follow down the river. There might be a couple of fish that we can just move the pole and follow them around if the wind doesn't stop us doing that. That's just a border float. That's got a 3 gram Oliver and then a couple of number 10s going all the way down to again an 18 size hook. And lastly then, our main method today, save the best till last, is our maggot feeder, and this is going to be our main line because I think the wind's going to be a bit difficult. So our tournament, okay, 4,000 size match winner reel. We've got a size 18 barbed hook on. Again, that's the carbon match. And then we've just got a little maggot feeder on there, which is 1/4 of an ounce weight. So we'll be chucking that out about 30 metres, just downstream a little bit. It's very snaggy out there, so I have to be careful with my casting. I can get that back on the roost. Struggling to sort of set up. I'm not used to the narrow sort of feature, but all should be good. And yeah, that's it. Very simple. Start on maggot feeder, feed up our long line. I'm not going to put too much bait in. I really want to develop the swim. I don't want to hoof it all in because I think the fish will back off with 50 people fishing. Hopefully we'll have a good day's fishing, and well, hopefully that wind didn't cause a problem. But yeah, we'll have a good day's fishing, and I'll catch up with you when we're all in. I think we've got about 30 minutes until we're going in, but it should be a blast. We should have some perch and a great big roach. But yeah, I'll catch up with you in a bit. In terms of how I'm feeding the longer line, I'm using this little cage device, and all that does is I'll show you how I fish with it later on in the day, and I just fill that up with about 20-30 maggots, like so. Put the lid on, and then obviously that goes through the water slowly, hits the bottom, and all the maggots drop out. The job's a good one. Obviously we're using the maggot feeder to feed our long line, and then we'll just loose feed our little whip line, and we should have plenty of fish. I'm looking forward today. We fished down the stretch, and we had about £4 yesterday, and I'm hoping today maybe with the peg that I've got, maybe £5-6 I think might be enough to hope give us a good chance in section, and anything better I'll take, and should have a good day. But there's a lot of good anglers. I believe Rob Wootton's drew an absolute flyer. He drew peg 7, and that's going to be it's a very consistent peg at the minute on this stretch. So I think he's going to be a big man to compete. But yeah, well, I'll catch up with you when we catch some more fish. Right then, we're about midway through the session, 2.5 hours in, and I've really sort of developed this flat float line. We've probably got about £4, I'd say, at this point, of just perch on the flat float. I've found to get the bigger perch we're using double red now. Before I was using just a single red maggot, now double. And yeah, I think we've done really well. I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be this well. At the start, we had a really rough start, but the wind's sort of been kind to us, touch wood. I'm just hoping now that by laying in that rig, it's settled. I've just fed it up again with the cage, so there's another 20 maggots or so down there, and I've just left it for 2-3 minutes. A preference for me is just to leave it for 2-3 minutes after I've refed it, so those fish will feel safe coming in and eating that bait, and then we'll just see if we can snavel a fish. The whip line's been fishing really well, but it's producing small fish, and I've had 2 or 3 decent perch down from there, but it's not going to be match winning weights if I'm catching tiny little dace. Eels as well, we've had 3 eels, nasty things they are, aren't they? They're good though, they're a good 5-6 ounces a piece though, maybe even more than that. I had one that's probably maybe 7-8. It's been really good fishing. I mean, we've not had to use the maggot feeder at all today. We tried it at the start, but we just couldn't get it to settle because, unfortunately, with my angling level, I'm not able to get the line in a way in which the feeder can settle on the bottom. I can't get it in that bow sort of shape. That, and plus I don't have a heavy feeder. There we go. That's one. Ship back. Trying to get these fish in quickly before the pike have them, because a couple of roach have moved into the swim. Oh, he's pulled out. What a shame, what a shame. I think that was an eel, that was. I'd snap your hook length. Right, we'll get another hook length back on, and I'll meet you in a bit. Okay, so we're going to ship out now. I'm just going to put another red maggot on. It seems to be working well. Get it out of any snags. It's a really snaggy peg. I've hooked into so many snags today. And there was another one. Well, so all we've been doing is presenting the rig downstream, keeping a tight line between the pole tip and the float to allow it to settle. And once that's done, I'm just putting the pole tip just under the water. That's just aiding me with the wind a little bit and giving me a bit more freedom moving the pole tip around. But it's been a really good change around, you know. We went straight on that long line, we had a fish straight away, and I think we've had 4 perch from this long line now. Missed a couple bites, but if it can keep going like this, I think we've got a chance at winning section, I think. Provided no one else is caught. I think maybe as well it might be a case of I'd be fishing the maggot feeder over the same spot. if the wind picks up and I can't move the pole, because as I say, I've gone through number 4 section, but it already had a repair on it. But I don't want to go through this number 4, because if I do that, I've got no more spares, and it just ain't worth the risk. Bang! Oh, he's missed one. I wonder how many fish would catch if this wind weren't so bad, and I could put my pole on my bump bar. I'm not putting my pole on my bump bar while the wind's up, because obviously if it's on the bump bar, it's going to be difficult for me to adjust the pole to the wind. Go on, bang! Oh, he's missed another one. That's 2 I've missed now, 2 in a row. At least we know there's fish there. Next fish I have, I'm going to refeed some maggots. I'm only putting 20-30 maggots in at a time. It seems to be doing the job. I think the bites have slowed down a slight bit now, and I think it's just time for a bit more feeding. 2 fish, put a bit more bait in, I think that's fine. Especially because I've missed a couple bites as well, so it's obviously feeding fish there. It's another missed bite. For God's sake, that wind is an absolute nightmare. This seems to be the only place we're actually catching. There we go.
That's good.
Right then, well, now you join me for the last 7 minutes of the match qualifier of the River Avon for the Evesham Festival, and what a day it's been. I've had a really good day. The nerves are starting to come in a bit to play now, because I think I've got a weight which I can compete with. The wind sort of picked up as well. See if I can just snag myself maybe another perch or eel just on this longer line. Fishing double maggot. It's just been a really good day, you know. This long flat float line has really developed, and we've had, you know, fish nearly every put out. It's just that wind that's making it difficult to keep the float in position. You know, we've missed many bites and potential fish because we're trying to steer the pole and the pole's moving the rig around. And I've tried to give myself a long line between the pole tip and float to avoid that, but even that's not really making much of an effect. fishing double red maggot, and we've put in about 20 or 30 bronze maggots, probably 2-3 minutes back now, just so we can get a bit of bite in for the last sort of 5 minutes. I've had 3 eels, hate eels, slimy eels, and we've probably had between 12 and 15 perch, I reckon. Oh, missed one then, that was a good bite. We had a couple roach come into the swim in the last sort of 30 to 45 minutes, which gave me a bit of a worry, because obviously where there's roach there are pike, and I didn't want to ruin the swim by having some pike coming in. But I've had 2 roach fishing double maggot, and I've not had a single one since, so I think the perch have either moved back into the swim, or it was just maybe that odd roach that I caught. And that wind is just shocking. How on earth am I supposed to fish with that? Jesus. I've already lost to number 4. And I've the hook length's wrapped round. Come on. Oh. Rushing now. What are we doing for time? 4 minutes to go. People with the weighing scales have just walked past. It's coming. Just want to snag one more fish. I think today, I think the peg draw and my feeding patterns and the way I've sort of fished today have really helped me with the weight I've caught. I feel like even though I did a practice session yesterday, I got familiar with the flat floats, but I did a lot of practice with the maggot feeding. We've not even used that today. Right, let's get one more ship out. 3 minutes left. I reckon I've probably got about £6. That could be way over or way below. I mean, I'm not really too sure. We've had a couple of fish which were 1 or 2 perch pushing maybe £1, and then we've had some, 4 or 5 ounce perch throughout the whole day. We've had some tiny little gudgeon and the odd. I think we've had 2 silvers and a small skimmer. They again were only 2-3 ounces, nothing major. The eels, I've never caught eels, so I'm not really too sure on what they'd weigh. I know they're quite slim, but they're very long. Again, I reckon that's probably £1 for those 3 eels, let's say. Oh, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. No, but I think today's been a really good day, and I think as a beginner angler to river fishing, definitely give myself a confidence boost, and I've really enjoyed it. Super fishing. It's been really difficult. Oh, fish! Got one. We snagged one. Just go on. Be a decent sized perch. Oh, it's purchased. Oh, good fish to finish on. Have that. He's only 2-3 ounces, but if we were on £4.7, that's put us up to 5, nearly around £5. I don't even know what weight we're on. We'll have to see when the scales come round. Now look at that. I reckon it'll be the last fish of the day by the time I get the hook out its mouth. 29. Where's my discordia? Whoever put my discordia? Time's ticking. Come on, we need to get out and get a fish. There we go. Right, we'll go on the whip quickly. See if we can snag a whip fish. Because we've probably got seconds left. How are we doing? Still on 29. Whoa. Getting proper scary now. Yeah, I'm not going to bother shipping out to that long line with seconds to go. Because I don't think it's going to, by the time we get there, Come on. I'm waiting for the all out to be called. I think I would be able to hear it. Worst case, I just check my phone. Oh, like it's come off. Oh, that's time. R5. There you have it. That's the end of the match. And what a match it's been. It's fantastic. We sort of struggled a little bit in that last 30 minutes in terms of the bites and what we've been catching throughout the day. The first 30 and the last 30 have been tough, but it's been very consistent throughout the day. I'm absolutely over the moon with my weight. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's about £5–6, which could be enough to win section, but we've got Rick Tyler 2 pegs down in my section and some fantastic anglers fishing today. I'm just proper chuffed with the learning curve, and you know, from going from never river fishing to suddenly catching as well we've done today, and definitely the knowledge of how to present the rig through the water and the feed etc. has done really well, I think, and I've learnt a lot. Unfortunately, we lost to number 4 today. I think that was just a combination of the wind and the fact that it was a broken section anyway, had a repair, but got a spare one, so that's it. Well, what I'll do is I'll pack up a little bit, and when they come round to buy the fish, we'll see what weight we've caught. Proper chuffed to catch up with you in a bit. Right then, well, we've just weighed in and we've gone to the board, and as you can see by the smile on my face, we've done absolutely amazing. We've come first in the payout section, and we've come first in the qualifying section as well, which means we've got a place in the final. I'm absolutely over the moon. It's been something I've, you know, wanted to achieve something in match fishing. This is the first step into hopefully many doors that will open. We fished a really tough match at the start. The maggot feeder wasn't working, but then we sort of played around with the peg, with the whip line and the long flat float line, and alternated, and I think the flat float's really been where we've caught most of our fish today. A couple bonus fish on the whip, small fish though, they weren't weight gainers, but then we had 3 or 4 eels. Yeah, I hate eels, but we had plenty of them out on long, and big plodding perch, and that's what's 5'10". We've come 5th in the match overall, and yeah, I'm just over the moon. So 5th in the match, first in section, and first in the qualifying section of first river match, and second time on the river. So 30th of August is the final, so that gives us a good 25 days to get plenty of prep in and hopefully work a bit on the waggler as well. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you later.